So I just want to talk about my music for a second, if that's all right. So I've been trying to, figure out how to accurately tell my story, up to this point in my music. And there's been a lot of trial runs, like I said before, and that was mostly just stuff that went on SoundCloud and Bandcamp for the most part. There's maybe like a couple YouTube videos out there if you want to search for them, but there was always something a little off, and looking back, I can now determine that what was off is I didn't truly know what I want to do at the time. I think that's maybe why a lot of the releases sort of jumped all over the place. This style on this one, this style, this style, this style. But now I know what I want to do, in as much as I know who I am and where I came from a lot better than I did before, and that's crucial to the creative process, particularly with music. So what I'm making is really, it's still kind of all over the place, but it's in the same sort of place, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not really making rap music, I'm not really making rock music. It's kind of a conglomeration of all these things. Like, some people might hear heel turn and think it's like a heavy metal song, but I don't view it that way. Like, so I just put my music in the rock section, because really, if you break it all the way down and go back to the history of music, all that we're listening to and creating is essentially rock and roll, for lack of a better term for it. That's why it's all in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. I mean, it all is pretty much the same thing. Or somebody once broke it down that essentially all music is folk music, and technically that's true as well. But yeah, it's just, it feels good to finally just be making stuff that's basically freaking rap rock. It's hilarious, like, to think about it like that, but that's basically what it is. And I'm not having a problem with that, and it seems like people are ready for that again. Like, I was like really a kid when like the first wave of new metal and rap rock and things like that came out, like Rage Against the Machine and stuff like that. I was little, man. And oddly enough, I never really got into Linkin Park. I was like, yeah, they're all right. But I always appreciated like the component parts. One of those bands. I have a lot of bands like that. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. Um, but yeah, it's, they're singing on a lot of the songs, but they're still kind of, the beats are very much influenced by hip hop, basically. Like, just all the different subgenres, trap music, boom bap, conscious stuff. Put it under the umbrella term of hip hop music. You know, because yeah, I mean, that's what I grew up on, basically. And then heavy metal really got introduced second, and like old school stuff, because I lived out in the country, and there wasn't really a way for me to get music, because we didn't get the internet when everybody else did, because we were out in the country. We just couldn't get it. Like, so I was still very much behind for a long time. And so I grew up listening to like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and like Black Flag and stuff, like stuff that was really technically before my time. And that's why the music that I make is such a conglomeration of sounds, because I listen to like everything, man. Like, pretty much, I don't really mess with no country or no gospel or nothing like that. I mean, unless you want to count like some kind of Christian metal band, metalcore band or something, as some gospel music. Cause hey, I dig some old Norma Jean, and like I think they're technically like a Christian band. There's a lot of that metalcore stuff that, if you think about the lyrics, is like that. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about with my music right now. It's as close as it's ever been to the truest expression of my life story, and like there's songs for each situation. Basically, there's songs for like key moments in my life. Like Heel Turn is a lot about when I left my hometown. There's a lot of that in there, but there's all once you hear the whole thing, it'll make sense. But the songs are easily digestible on their own as well. Well, most of them are, because not all of them are going to get released as singles, because it gets dark. Anybody who knows me knows that my music can get kind of dark. But yeah, I'm really appreciative of everybody who's been checking out the new stuff, and I've actually met some people in person who say like, "Man, your new stuff's really good," and that feels amazing. Like any artist knows that. But yeah, thanks.